You see me? We live? Going live on YouTube? Live on the YouTube page? See if I can get these things in here. I saw that. The Pats. You don't want to fuck with Bill. Not O'Brien, Belichick. I actually watched because I saw everyone making fun of Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien's press conference last night. It was pretty embarrassing, you know? It's like all these guys, they can never take any responsibility. Bill, no one believes you that you didn't get Brian Gaine fired. Texting around people that would know, they said he didn't necessarily hate Brian Gaine. It wasn't it was just that he didn't think he was good enough. I think it has some parallels to Gruden and Reggie. Gruden just didn't think Reggie was good enough. He wanted someone sharp, could operate a million miles an hour. Not saying Reggie's not sharp, but he's just slow in terms of everything he does is just deliberate and takes time. Gruden's going fucking Bill O'Brien. They're just going, whoo. And, I think that was Brian Gaine's, why he got kicked to the curb. Just didn't do things on the fly fast enough. Then they got this guy, Jack Easterby or something. I was reading about him, doing a little research into him. He's an interesting cat now. He's they hired him from the Patriots. He was originally kind of from the SEC. He's like a team chaplain, but he's like a Tony Robbins, who's a little more of, he's like a negative version of Tony Robbins because he's judging everybody. He's I can't even describe him. He's like a personnel coach in terms of judging all your personnel in your building. I always think those guys that but he's super religious. I don't know. I could see where Brian Gaine probably hated him. Bill O'Brien loves him. I think Belichick liked him. Belichick used him. Scott Pioli used him. He's playing a weird role. So the Texans are kind of a mess. There's no way around it. The Texans right now are a really good team, but they're a shit show. They're a shit show in terms they don't have a general manager. Their coach is just kind of a nut job, who I like. I actually like Bill O'Brien more than most people. I think he's a good coach. With a lot going on today, I guess, it sucks. Kevin Durant officially has an Achilles injury. Raiders Hard Knocks. Raiders Hard Knocks. I mean, that's probably the best Hard Knocks team ever. Just on paper going into Hard Knocks. It doesn't get it. I said yesterday they should sign a 3-year deal. I also think Raider fans should be fired up. I had some peanuts right before. Not a good idea to go trail mix right before you talk. And then my U.S. Open bets. MyBookie.ag, promo code HAM1. You want to get your gamble on, go to MyBookie.ag, promo code HAM1. You don't want the rollover, decline it. Just give me a little credit. Type in the HAM1 and get your gamble on. I've already put a couple hundo down on some different people today. Also, my friends at ease.com, but it's easewellness.com. Easewellness.com, promo code HAM1. Easewellness.com, HAM1 is for my bookie. Easewellness.com is just promo code HAM. CBD, I ordered some CBD downers. I ordered some CBD uppers. You got a dog that's freaking out all the time. Give your dog a little CBD and the dog will be chilling. You hey Fido, relax. Here's a little CBD in your food. Boom. Dog's chilling on the couch. You want a bath bomb for your wife or girlfriend? Boom. CBD bath bomb. CBD, the new craze, taking over the world. My friends at Ease Wellness, that's what it is. Easewellness.com has everything you need for CBD. Vapes, drops, pills, bath bombs, doggy treats, you name it, they got it. Easewellness.com. Tell all your fucking friends they deliver everywhere. They deliver all over America. All over America. Go get it. Okay. Where do you want to start? I think we got to start with Kevin Durant. Has to be the worst injury. I'm trying to think back in the history of a NBA Finals, Super Bowl, World Series. I mean, maybe Tiger when he won the U.S. Open, he tore his Achilles. Or I guess that one when he tore his knee, and I think he tore his Achilles. Was pretty nuts. So Tiger played through it. Now it's golf. You can't play through basketball. I talked to a doctor this morning that said, first off, the NBA does not work like football. The football players that are pressured to get back, no one would argue that. In basketball, it doesn't work like that. Kevin Durant tells Joe Lacob, the owner, whose ego is as big as California, what he's going to do and what he's not going to do. Kevin Durant also has a specialist through his foot when he fucked it up back in the day, who he dealt with. So, like, you have to go through that guy. Now, if there was an Achilles strain instead of a calf, because it was a little sketchy. Remember when he pulled his calf, he touched his Achilles? And the Warriors are like the Patriots. They're not very good with injuries in terms of they don't say anything publicly. They're very cloak and dagger about it, and that's their prerogative. That's something Adam Silver needs to change if you want to be taken seriously in the gambling community. I can't have you hiding Achilles injuries when I'm gambling on you. And as someone that gambled on the Warriors, if they knew that, I'd be pissed off. And that's on Adam Silver in the NBA. But I don't think that Kevin Durant's doctors would have put him in a position if he had a strained Achilles. Now, if you have a strained Achilles, as Richard Sherman says, you're more likely to tear your Achilles. But I also hear people keep saying that it's a no-brainer that the Warriors should give him the Supermax. I fall on a different category. Let me fix my YouTube camera. We got it fixed. Also, find me on YouTube page, John Middlekauff. Posted the McGlinchey and Kittle interviews. Here's what would give me reservations for Kevin Durant signing the Supermax off the injury. He's had a messed up foot, right foot. Messed up calf, right calf. Now messed up Achilles, right Achilles. And as I was picking the brain of this doctor this morning at the gym, who has had direct contact with Kevin Durant's doctors about other shit, that like your body type, Kevin Durant is not some muscle-bound guy. He's basically just all length and bones. So I would be a little nervous that he would never be the same because of his lower body structure. It's just like a stick. Again, there is a chance, and maybe it's the NFL in me, I would just be like, you know what? He's 12 years in. Now he's going to miss year 13 off an Achilles. I'm just shorting him as a stock. And they'd be like, don't talk about players like that. Again, if you want to be at the big boy table and have conversations about pro sports, we factor in their money and their contracts, especially in leagues that have this thing called a salary cap. Because I got news for you, that kind of matters. So if we're going to talk about Kevin Durant, it sucks. It's a devastating, you could argue in the NBA it's the worst possible injury you can have. Because they don't have concussion injuries, right? You break bones every once in a while. It's worse than the ACL. It's awful. There's no way around it. It's an awful injury. And where I get back to, I remember seeing Kobe Bryant, and I was like, telling everyone, because when Kobe Bryant signed that big deal, I'm like, Kobe can shoot. He's going to be able to play forever. I thought Kobe was going to be able to play until he was like 45. Even as just like a backup, like Vince Carter's doing now. Like, he's just going to have a long career. He's a basketball junkie. And then all of a sudden, he just couldn't play anymore. He couldn't shoot. So, if Kobe Bryant can't shoot, he's useless. Like, if Kevin Durant ever goes and he can't shoot, like, that would be a problem. He's not banging down low. He's not playing center. He's not playing point guard. I agree, he can't shoot like Kevin, but my point, and Kevin's younger. I'm not saying they parallel each other perfectly. I just think that, like Kobe was a little different because I think he was like a year 14 or year 15. Kevin is not your normal, 31-year-old NBA player. He came in the league when he was 19. He has a ton of playoff miles on him because they were making the playoffs every year at OKC. Then 3 straight years with the Warriors, they've had, deep playoff runs. I just think that, I don't know, man. I would red flag it. I might be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right because no one knows. That's what you're doing whenever you sign older players that have been injured. The doctor can tell you whatever. They can say he's going to be fine, or they can say he's going to be fucked. They've been wrong consistently in the history of time. Now, sometimes they're right, but they're not always right. So it's a guessing game. And I know this. I would just play the guessing game that I wouldn't risk it. Now, if I was the Knicks or Nets, got that peanut in my throat. Knicks or Nets, no brainer. But they're desperate. The Warriors aren't necessarily desperate. You can let Kevin Durant go because he's not going to opt in. He's going to opt out and someone's going to max him out. Either the Warriors or the Knicks or the Nets. So you let him go. Then, this year you won't be able to do that much. But next year you'll have a ton of cap space. Livingston will retire. Iguodala will be off the books. Who knows what you do with Draymond? I personally would pay Draymond, but I understand the risk there too. I'm just not taking the Kevin Durant risk. And again, it's cold-hearted. It sucks. But this is sports. I would let the Nets or Knicks take that risk. I really would. And I don't know where most people fall. I think it's hard to tell just because the unknown, you just have no clue. Because if he does come back and he's never the same, it's a problem. Because you'd be paying him, especially if you gave him the Supermax. Like $50 million the last couple of years. So if I'm paying a guy $50 fucking million, he better be a top 5 player in the NBA. If he's just a shell of himself, remember what happened with Amari Stoudemire with the Knicks? It sucks. You're screwed. You're just look at the Rockets. They're screwed. They're done. They got no chance to win an NBA championship. None. Because Chris Paul's taking up all that goddamn money. And he's never torn his Achilles. I don't know if any of you guys read the Rich Paul article. You know, I've always been more of a Maverick Carter guy than a Rich Paul. I don't know that much about Rich Paul besides reading that article. I thought a couple things stood out. Well, I say this all the time about LeBron, and I've always been a LeBron guy until the last couple of years when I think he's just gotten a little too much. But I was always a LeBron fan. That LeBron tried to claim race. He's like, they just don't like Rich because he's a black dude. They don't want to see black guys thriving. And then Rich Paul, also black, told this, whoever wrote the piece, was like, yeah, I don't agree with that because ton of agents like B.J. Armstrong, who used to have Draymond and has a ton of clients, was like, yeah, it's not a black thing. It's just that I'm LeBron's friend. Like LeBron, they don't respect this guy, not because he's white, not because he's black. He could be a fucking dog. No one would care. It's that everyone views him like the only reason he has a job is your best friend. It's just that simple. Right or wrong, he might be a high-level guy. Like Maverick Carter. Maverick Carter got his job because of LeBron. Whenever I see Maverick Carter doing shit, I think he's a pretty high-level guy. I don't know enough about Rich Paul. Now, is there some hustle in Rich Paul? Sure. But here's the other thing Rich Paul refused to do. When the guy asked him, like, do you regret anything you did with the AD situation? Like, bro, you royally fucked it up. You can't keep saying that Dale Demps operated in bad faith. You tried to force a trade. His player was under contract. Like that, you don't get to bend everyone over and tell them to say uncle. Like, that's not the way the thing works. You're not always in control. He has the player under contract. Now, did Dale Demps fuck up or whatever may be? But then with Magic, you basically just demanded a trade knowing that then Magic would make this offer and try to force their hand. And the Pelicans basically said, fuck you. Like, it keeps getting back to the Pelicans, fuck the Lakers and Anthony Davis. That's bullshit. I mean, they tried to pin him into a corner and they just said no. And then they leaked it out. Like, they're trying to fuck us and we'll refuse to give in. Like, I'm sorry. I don't blame Dale Demps or the Pelicans on that one. Now, you can blame Dale Demps for building a shitty team and all that crap for sure. But in terms of the Anthony Davis trade, like, he leaked what he thought, like, you're not pushing me around. Like, Rich Paul, you don't get to push everyone around. I love it that he's basically, because they hate Danny Ainge, because Danny Ainge compared LeBron to Donald Trump, knowing that that would piss LeBron off. So in this article, he basically is like, we will not, I repeat, not sign with Boston. And then Danny Ainge is like, Rich, you might be able to fucking boss some people around. You are not fucking pushing me around, buddy. He immediately goes to Woj and be like, we're still going to trade for him. Even if I don't think they are. But that to me, telling Woj that is just a double fuck you to Rich Paul. Like, hey, motherfucker, I've been in this league a lot longer than you. So you trying to push me around, you got another thing coming. Because I'm going to throw blows. And I love that Danny did that. Like, and again, my main issue with the LeBron camp is they're such hypocrites. Like, they hate power because they want it all. They want unlimited power. Just say, yeah, we just want all the power. The thing that we quote-unquote hate is what we want. But they're like frauds. They're like, we're just men of the people. No, you want to be at the fucking top of the food chain and fuck everyone below you. You know? And I got news for you, Rich. You're not getting screwed. Like, the NBA is not screwing its players. I'd argue the NBA players in the greatest partnership in the history of America. It ain't the NFL. You know, it's not really baseball because only 4 or 5 guys get the huge money. Like, the average NBA salary is what, like $4 million? How many players on an individual NBA roster make over $10 million? I would say on average, probably 4. You know, you have zero liability beside your body. Even Kevin Durant, whose Achilles snapped, still has multiple max offers on the table. You have zero. A guy kills himself, jumps off a building at the arena, not on you. You have zero. You don't negotiate the television contracts. You don't hire and fire the coaches. Or pay for it. You might hire and fire them. But it's just incredible. And they're always bitching and moaning. They're always playing the victim. Like, you guys have never made more goddamn money. Can't you just say, this is pretty sweet? It's always got to be something negative. It's just consistently shitty for them. Always. It's like, it's not that bad, guys. Business is pretty fucking good for the players. It actually has literally never been better. It's why the old players get so mad. Like, God, why are these fuckers fucking bitching and moaning about everything? It's why it's so rare to see Klay Thompson be like, I'm not complaining about money. Because I've made $20 million the last 4 years, and now I'm going to make 40. Like, life's pretty goddamn good. It's always like, we're getting fucked, we're getting screwed, screw the owner. No, it's a pretty good deal here. Raiders Hard Knocks, probably the easiest decision in league history. I know there was a photo that the Raiders tweeted out about Roger Goodell and Mark Davis at Vegas. Pretty clear that Roger went there to be like, Mark, you're on Hard Knocks. I also think it's genius. If I'm a Raider fan, I'm excited. Your team gets made fun of nonstop. Everyone's like, the Raiders are the laughingstock. Gruden's an idiot. Mark Davis is the poorest owner. Their just team's not very good. They're going to suck. You constantly get made fun of. Well, the good thing about Hard Knocks, you have a coach and a GM that are unreal on camera. They're going to make your team look good. Again, everyone makes fun of the Raiders, and Raider fans get so angry about it. Well, you go on Hard Knocks, you got a head coach and a GM that are great on camera. They literally are fucking TV stars, both of them. One guy has actually never worked in the NFL. Mike Mayock is a TV star. John Gruden, coach turned TV star. They're gonna be awesome. I mean, Gruden is probably one of the best mic'd up coaches in the league. To me, if I'm a Raider fan, I'm super fired up because we're gonna look like we got our shit together, in theory. You know? And, you know, they also got some curveballs with Vontez and Richie. Some of that would make me a little nervous as a fan, but, you know, it is what it is. I would just want Gruden and Mayock on camera 24/7. You know, nonstop. Like, to me, it's a huge win for, if I'm a Raider fan, like, you're not really going to be able to make fun of my team because we're going to look like we got our shit together. Yeah, I'm not saying you're going to win games. I don't think the team's very good. But you weren't going to win games whether you went on Hard Knocks or didn't go on Hard Knocks. At least people won't really make fun of you more than likely because of it. Oh, I like Mike Mayock. Yeah, guys, Mike Mayock's a badass. Oh, Gruden, I could watch Gruden coach all day long at training camp. That's what everyone's going to be saying. You know, it helps. Remember how, to me, the last great Hard Knocks, last year wasn't great because Hugh Jackson was such a fraud. To me, when Bill O'Brien did it, because Bill O'Brien was just a star on the field. It was like, this guy is just awesome, just swearing nonstop. That's what Gruden's going to be. Just dropping F-bombs, just going nuts. It's going to be awesome. If I'm a Raider fan, I'm fired up. Because your team wasn't going to be good anyway. They're terrible. I mean, I'd be shocked if they have over 6 wins. They have like 2 impact players. And they have a bunch of rookies that aren't like superstar. It's just going to be hard to, and their schedule is impossible. To me, the Nick Bosa thing's pretty easy. Like, it's a family. People keep saying, Middlekauff, you're making too big of a deal over Nick Bosa. One, I didn't make it up. I mean, I just tweeted out rap sheets saying that this could become a problem. 2, you remember Joey Bosa, it was a problem. 3, everyone's like, oh, he's represented by CAA. They represent McGlinchey and they represent Solomon Thomas. And those guys signed right before training camp. It's normal. Yeah, the Bosas are different. This is not CAA trying to screw over the Niners. This is Bosa's dad who has a mandate a certain way they do contracts. Because he views he got screwed when his playing career happened. They want to maximize every cent. And I know the way the 49ers operate. They're not going to do some special deal for Nick Bosa. As I tweeted, they will tell him simply, get fucked. One, I wouldn't have drafted him. I've said that over and over. So people are like, you're just showing for the Niners. No, I said I would have taken the other guy. I did not want this guy. But 2, like, I'm sorry, Nick. The thing is slotted. You don't get the holdout. Because to me, if it's a holdout, I'll be coming guns blazing. I will just eviscerate the Nick Bosa camp. It'll be the most embarrassing thing that happened to the Niners since Harbaugh if Nick Bosa holds out. And I'm not even necessarily blaming the Niners because I wouldn't give in to his demands. Like, we're not fucking making special rules for you. Bro, you got hurt in the 3rd fucking play of OTAs. You pulled your hammy and you haven't been able to do shit. But this is where it's headed. Now, maybe he does sign, but if you talk to people that are around the Joey situation, they're arguing over stupid shit. It's not over the money because the money's slotted. It's all these like kickers in the contract. And again, it's not the agent, it's the dad. And I'm not even necessarily blaming Nick, but I know that like Robbie Gold is not going to show up till week 1. And I plan, and I would imagine a lot of the local media plans because I know what the Niners think. That's a fucking joke. Like, Robbie, you're an embarrassment. And I think the Niners told him exactly what I would say to Nick Bosa's agent or Nick Bosa's dad for arguing over more money or whatever they're arguing over. Like, hey, Robbie, get fucked because you're not getting traded. Unless I get the number 1 overall pick, we're not trading you. 1, because we need you as a kicker. 2, out of spite. Like, you're not Rich Paul. You're not pushing me around. So Robbie Gould has 0 leverage. He's under contract, the franchise tag. And it's not like he's just your typical franchise tag player. He's been in the league for what, like 14 years? He's made as much money as he's about to make this year one time in his life. So you can't argue he's underpaid. Like, fucking show up, you're the kicker and kick for $5.5 million. No one wants to hear you talk. It's just that simple. No one gives a shit about you. But I know this, you better be here. Because if you're not, we plan on... And if I'm the Niners, I find Robbie Gould every fucking day he's out. And then, like, let's say Nick Bosa missed some time, I'll take the fines back. Robbie Gould, I'm sending him the bill. Oh, you know that whatever the number is, like $25,000, I don't even know what the fine number is once training camp starts. I would 1,000,000% fine Robbie Gould and make him pay for it. There is 0 chance that I would take away the fines. Bosa, I would, because he's just you need him. But I'm sorry, Robbie Gould. It's like, oh yeah, the bill's in the mail. So you're making $5.5 million, but we're fining you $500,000 for missing training camp, and we're not redacting that. So I think your first paycheck's going to be down a little bit, buddy. I'm so tired. The Robbie Gould story just makes me sick. Just an embarrassment. It really is. It's pretty embarrassing. Like, bro, you're a 36-year-old kicker. They're paying you $5.5 million. Like, you don't get to just pick and choose where you go in this league. This is not the NBA. This ain't no... It's a quarterback league, one. But I'll promise you one thing, it's not a kicker league. You know, now kickers are important, and if the Niners are good, they'll need Robbie Gould. But he does not get to dictate the terms here. That's an embarrassment by Robbie Gould. And I know the way the Niners fans will feel, and he's going to get shit on, as he should. Because you don't get to, like, you're not Adam Vinatieri, buddy. And last time I checked, Adam Vinatieri ain't holding out places. Any thoughts on McNair and Eddie getting their numbers retired? They were one of my favorite teams to play in Madden in like 99 and 2000. I was a big Eddie George guy. Love Steve McNair. R.I.P. That's smart. I was thinking that. Could you come, if you're Robbie Gould, could you show up in week 1, miss kicks on purpose? That would be, to me, it's one thing to hold out, and I like, you know where I stand on the holdout. If you miss kicks on purpose, I wouldn't even know what to say. That would be unprecedented in NFL history. Unprecedented. Can you imagine, like, week 1, him just missing, shanking? I think his teammates might beat him up. You know, sometimes you just let the locker room take care of it. Like, let the inmates handle it themselves. If I was Joe Staley, I'd beat the shit out of Robbie Gould if he missed a kick on purpose. Yeah, no teams would trust him. The Raiders have any chance of being good or just not? Yeah, probably. I mean, good. They're going to be better. I'd say, if I had to guess right now, 6-10 feels about right. U.S. Open bets did it earlier today on Instagram. MyBookie.ag, promo code HAM1, 50% bonus. If you don't want it, decline it. I just placed some bets this morning. I'm taking a couple long shots, but I'm also riding a couple horses. I think DJ probably wins it. I'm taking him 8-1. He's the heavy favorite, him and Koepka. Tiger has been crushing it. Memorial dominated on Saturday and Sunday. I like Tiger Woods 11-1. Spieth, I've been betting Spieth for the last 2 years. Eventually he's going to get out of this funk. He's actually played a lot better this year. 20-1. I actually like Jordan this week. This tournament is not going to benefit the Koepkas of the world in terms of, like, you don't get a huge bump for being long. It's about hitting fairways, hitting a lot of, like, fairway woods and irons, and 2, great short game. The greens are small. The rough around the greens, these guys have been saying, is insane. It's nuts. It's not just the rough on the fairways, it's the greens. So you got to have a great short game. Well, if you got to have a great short game, who do you like? I don't know, that 48-year-old that lives down in San Diego. His name's Phil fucking Mickelson. You ever heard of him? I like Phil Mickelson 50-1 this week. Kuchar, also like a little cash on him, 50-1. I think 2 guys, 50-1. Long shot, plus 125-1. Kevin Kisner, again, if you can putt, you have a good short game, and you hit fairways, you got a chance. This is not a long hitter's paradise. Sources say that me and Haberman will be down there on Friday. I'll be reporting on Instagram about what's going on. So follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. Here's a couple other things I like. Tiger, finish in the top 10 plus 125. Snedeker to finish in the top 10 plus 4 or 4 to 1. And a matchup, I kind of like doing these. You just get a matchup. So two guys are playing together. John Rahm, Rory. I'm taking John Rahm plus 140 to beat Rory just on Thursday. My bookie has so many props to just bet on individuals, bet on top 10s, bet on top 20s, bet on individual matchups, bet on groups. It's really incredible. I've said this over and over as a gambler, and at my core, it's what I am. I've loved to gamble since I was in high school. That gambling on football is awesome. I mean, it's the best because college football and the NFL is awesome to bet on. Basketball is not very much fun. As we've seen, it's a corrupt league. You can't trust the referees. I mean, that's not an opinion. That's a fact. Baseball is the most boring sport going in America right now. Golf is the most underrated sport right now by far to gamble on. I don't even think it's close. More and more people I talk to that are just sports fans are getting into gambling on golf. They're loving it. They're like, fuck, I'm into the PGA Tour. I'm telling you, it's got a room for growth. That the NBA is now the elitist league. The golf used to be before Tiger showed up. The elites feels much more like just normal. Got a bunch of young guys having fun to gamble on. Tiger's back. Leagues, PGA Tour's cool. As we see the PGA, when Tiger plays, he does fucking bigger numbers in the NBA Finals. Maybe not the NBA Finals, but NBA regular season. I'm blowing up here. Okay, but again, easewellness.com, easewellness.com. Promo code HAM. You get $20 off your first purchase. Over $50, you get a free delivery. CBD. They dominate the world of CBD. Uppers, downers, doggy treats, bath bombs, you name it, they got it. Klay Thompson. Ray Allen or Klay Thompson. Is that even a question? I would take Klay Thompson every day of the week and 50 times in Game 7. I don't even think that's a question. And Ray Allen's a good player, but Klay all day, baby. MyBookie.ag, promo code HAM1. Again, giver. I give. Whoop, 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 whoop. U.S. Open, Pebble Beach. You're going on Friday. Hit me up on my Instagram. We'll have a beer down there when we're walking around. Adios. See ya. Peace.